was dead to begin with. There can be absolutely no doubt whatsoever about that. The register of his burial was signed by the clergyman, by the undertaker, by the clerk, by the chief mourner, by Ebenezer Scrooge himself. And Scrooge's name is good upon the exchange for anything he puts his hand to. Jacob Marley was dead as a door. Now this must be distinctly understood, or nothing wonderful can come from the story that we're about to relate. Did Ebenezer Scrooge know he was dead? Why, of course he did. How could it be otherwise? Scrooge and Marley had been partners for goodness knows how long. Scrooge never even painted over Marley's name on the sign that hung above the warehouse door. Scrooge and Marley. That was the name of the firm, Scrooge and Marley. People who were new to the business would sometimes call Scrooge Scrooge and sometimes Marley. But he answered to both. It was all the same to him. Oh, but he was a tight-fisted hand at the grindstone, Scrooge. A squeezing, wrenching, clutching, grasping, scraping, covetous old sinner. Hard and sharp as flint. My external temperatures had little influence on Scrooge. No water could warm him, nor wintry weather chill him. And no man ever stopped Scrooge on the street to say with gladsome looks, "My dear Scrooge, how are you? When will you come to see me?" No beggar ever implored him to be still trying. No child ever asked him what it was o'clock. And not once in all of Scrooge's life did man or woman ask Scrooge the way to such and such a place. But what did Scrooge care? It was rather what he liked, to edge his way along the crowded paths of life, daring all human sympathy to keep its distance. Once upon a time, of all the good days of the year, on Christmas Eve, Ebenezer Scrooge sat working in the counting house. It was cold, bleak, biting weather, foggy winds. The fog poured in every chink and keyhole. Scrooge worked in an open room so he could keep an eye on his clerk, who sat at his own dismal desk copying letters. They had a small fire, so small that it appeared to be but a single coal. And the clerk couldn't replenish it, for Scrooge kept the coal bin on his side.
Cratchit, I predict it will be necessary for you to part my service if you continue to find the need to waste my coal.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Wherefore the clerk tightened his scarf and tried to warm himself about the candle. But not being a man of keen imagination, he failed.
Merry Christmas, Bob Cratchit.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Uncle Scrooge. God save you.
Bah, humbug.
Christmas a humbug. Uncle, you don't mean that, I am sure.
I do. Merry Christmas. What right have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
Come then. What right have you to be so dismal? You're rich enough.
Bah, humbug.
Don't be cross, Uncle.
What else can I be when I live in such a world of fools as this? Now to find a Merry Christmas. What's Christmas time to you anyway but a time for paying bills without money? A time for finding yourself 1 year older and not an hour's richer. If I could work my will, every idiot who goes about with a Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled in his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly to his heart.
Uncle!
Nephew, you keep Christmas in your way and let me keep it in mine.
Keep it? But you don't keep it.
Let me leave it alone then. Much good may it do you, much good it has ever done you.
There are many things from which I might have derived good, by which I have not profited. Christmas, among the rest of them. But I like to think of Christmas time as a good time, when men and women seem by one consent to open their shut-up hearts freely, and to think of those people below them as if they were fellow passengers to the grave. And therefore, Uncle, though it has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, it has done me good and will do me good, and I say God bless it.
Let me hear another sound from you, Cratchit, and you'll be keeping your Christmas by losing your situation. You're quite a powerful speaker, sir. I wonder you don't go into Parliament.
Don't be angry, Uncle. Come, dine with us tomorrow.
I'll see you in hell first.
But why?
Why did you get married?
Because I fell in love.
Because I fell in love. Be on your way.
Nay, Uncle, you never came to see me before I married. Why use it as an excuse now?
Good afternoon.
I want nothing from you. Ask nothing of you. Why cannot we be friends?
Good afternoon.
I am sorry to find you so resolute, but I have made the trial in homage to Christmas, and I shall keep my Christmas humor to the last. So I say, Merry Christmas, Uncle,
Bah!
and a Happy New Year.
Humbug!
Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley has been dead for 7 years. He died 7 years ago this very night.
But we have no doubt his liberality is well represented in his surviving function.
At this festive time of the year, Mr. Scrooge, we find it more than usually desirable we make some slight provision for the poor and destitute, who suffer greatly at the present time. Many thousands are in want of common necessaries. Hundreds of thousands in want of common comforts, sir.
Are there no prisons?
Prisons? Oh, plenty of prisons, sir, plenty.
And the union workhouses, are they still in operation?
Well, of course they are, sir, but I wish I could say they were not.
And the poor law on the treadmill are in full vigor then?
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, I was afraid from what you had said that something had occurred to stop them in their useful course. I'm glad to hear it.
A few of us are endeavoring to raise a fund to buy the poor some meat and drink and means of warmth. We choose this time of all others when want is keen felt. What may we put you down for?
Nothing.
You wish to remain anonymous?
I wish to be left alone. Since you asked me what I wish for, gentlemen, that is my answer. I don't make myself merry at Christmas, and I can't afford to make idle people merry either. I help support the establishments I mentioned. They cost enough. Those that are badly off must go there.
But, sir, many can't go there. Many would rather die than go there.
If they would rather die, then they had better get on with it and decrease the surplus population. Besides, that is not my business.
But, sir, you can make it your business.
It is enough for a man to understand his own business and not interfere in the business of others. Mine occupies me constantly. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Sir, it's only a...
Good afternoon.
Scrooge resumed his labours with a much higher opinion of himself, and in a far more facetious temper than was usual even for him. Meanwhile, outside, the fog and the darkness deepened. So much so that the ancient tower of the church, whose gruff old bell was always peering slyly down at Scrooge out of a Gothic window in the wall, grew invisible. It struck its hours and its quarters in the clouds. And at last, the time of shutting up the counting house had arrived.
Cratchit, it's time. Well, what you just standing there for? Out with it.
Tomorrow is Christmas Day, sir.
I know. And you'll be wanting the whole day off, I suppose.
If it's quite convenient.
It is not convenient, nor is it fair. If I was to stop you half a crown for it, you'd find yourself ill-used, I'll be bound. Yet you don't find me ill-used for paying a day's wages without any work.
This is only once a year, sir.
A poor excuse for picking a man's pockets every 25th day of December. I suppose you must have the whole day. Be here all the earlier the next morning.
To save us all.
happened, and having read all the local newspapers, beguiled the rest of his evening with his banker's books. Then he went home to bed. Scrooge lived in chambers that once belonged to his dead partner, Jacob Marley. It was a gloomy suite of rooms in a lowering pile of a building up a yard. A yard that this night was so dark that even Scrooge, who knew its every stone, was fain to grope about with his hand. Now, it should be noted, there was nothing particular about the knocker on the door, except that it was rather large. And it should be borne in mind, Scrooge had not paid a single thought to his 7 years deceased partner since earlier that afternoon. And yet, when Scrooge put the key to the lock, he saw in that knocker, without it undergoing any process of change, not a knocker, but the face of Jacob Marley. Closing of that door resounded through the house like thunder. Up the stairs Scrooge went, not caring a button for the darkness, for darkness is cheap, and Scrooge liked cheap. He went from room to room to be sure that all was right. He had just enough recollection of that face in the knocker to desire to do so. Sitting room, lumber room, sleeping room, all were as they should be. Nobody under the bed, nobody under the sofa, nobody under the table, nobody in the closet. Feeling thus quite safe, he closed and locked the door, which was not his usual custom. But feeling safe and secure from surprise, in his nightcap, his dressing gown, and his slippers, he sat before the fire to take his evening grooming.
Humbug! It's humbug still, I won't believe it. Oh! Oh no! What do you want of me? Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
Who were you then?
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
Can't you sit down?
I can't.
Well, do it then.
You don't believe in me?
I do not.
Why do you doubt your own senses?
Because a little thing affects them. A slight disorder of the stomach might make them a cheat. Why, you may be an undigested bit of beef, a blot of mustard, a crumb of cheese, or a fragment of an underdone potato. There's more gravy than grave about you, whatever you are. You see this toothpick?
I do,
Well, you're not looking at it.
but I see it, notwithstanding.
Well, I have but to swallow this toothpick and be, for the rest of my days, persecuted by a legion of goblins. Humbug, I say, humbug!
Oh, Ebenezer Scrooge!
Mercy, dreadful apparition, why do you trouble me?
Oh, man of worldly mind, do you believe in me or not?
I do, I must, but why do spirits walk the earth and why do they come to me?
It is required of every man that the spirit within him walk abroad among his fellow men and travel far and wide. And if that spirit goes not forth in life, it is condemned to do so after death. I am doomed to wander the earth and witness what I cannot share, but might have shared on earth and turned to happiness.
You are fettered. Tell me why.
I wear the chain I forged in life. I made it leak by leak and yard by yard. I made it of my own free will, and of my own free will I wore it. Is it patterned strange to you? Or would you know the weight and the length of the strong coil you bear yourself? It was as heavy, as long as these 7 Christmas Eves ago, Ebenezer. You have labored on it since. It is a ponderous chain.
Oh, tell me more, Jacob, Molly. Tell me more. Don't be hard upon me.
I have no mercy to give. It comes from other regions and is conveyed by other ministers, other kinds of men.
Do you travel fast?
On the wings of the wind.
You might have got over a great quantity of ground in 7 years.
Oh, captive, bound and double iron. Not to know that no space of regret can make amends for one's life's opportunities misused. Yet, such was I. Oh, such was I.
But Jacob, you're always a good man of business.
Business? Mankind was my business. The common welfare was my business. Mercy, charity, forbearance, and benevolence were all my business. The dealings of my trade were but a small drop of water in the comprehensive ocean of my business. And at this time of the rolling year, I suffer most. Hear me. My time is nearly gone.
I will, but don't be hard upon me. Don't be flowery, Jacob, pray.
I am here tonight to warn you that you have yet a chance and a hope of escaping my fate, Ebenezer. A chance and hope of procuring.
You're always a good friend to me, Jacob. Thank you.
You will be haunted by 3 spirits.
Is that the chance you mentioned?
It is.
I think I'd rather not.
Without their visits, you cannot hope to shun the path I tread. Expect the first tomorrow night when the bell tolls 1.
Can't I just take them all at once and have it over with?
Expect the second on the next night at the same hour. Expect the third upon the next night when the stroke of 12 ceases to vibrate. Look to see me no more, but look for your own sake, and remember what has passed between us.
Up on!
Whether from the emotions he had undergone, all the fatigues of the day, or his glimpse into the invisible world, or his dull conversation with the ghost, or merely the lateness of the hour, much in need of repose, Ebenezer Scrooge fell asleep on the instant.
One o'clock. It was past 2 when I went to bed. Well, the clock is wrong. There must be an icicle in the works. 1 o'clock. It isn't possible I've slept through a whole day and I'm far into another night. It isn't possible that something happened to the sun and this is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Molly's ghost. Was that all a dream, or was it a bunch of rubbish? Who and what are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past.
Forgive me, but the light, can you not put your cap on to cover it?
What? Would you so soon put out with worldly hands the light I give?
Forgive me, Spirit, I did not mean to offend. Might I ask what purpose brings you here?
Your welfare.
Well, I'm much obliged, but I can't help thinking that a night of unbroken rest would be much more conducive to my welfare.
Your reclamation, then. Take heed. Come and fly with me.
But, Spirit, I'm mortal and liable to fall.
Bear but the touch of my hand, and you shall be upheld.
Why, I was born in this place. I was a boy here.
Your lip is trembling. What is that upon your cheek?
'Tis nothing, Spirit. Pray, lead me where you will.
You remember the way?
Remember it, I could walk it blindfolded.
Strange to have forgotten it for so many years.
Why, all my old friends are there. Tompkins and Wells and Massey and Hathaway. Yo, Hathaway.
These are but shadows of things that have been. They have no consciousness of us. They all seem rather jovial.
Jovial? Well, of course they're off for Christmas holiday. Merry Christmas, Manus, a Merry Christmas.
The school is not yet deserted. I see a solitary child, neglected by his friends, left there still.
Oh, I know. Why, I'm reading Ali Baba. Dear old honest Ali Baba. Yes, one Christmas when this solitary child was left here all alone, his books became his friends. Valentine and his brother Orson, Robinson Crusoe. I remember them all. I wish, but it's too late.
What is the matter?
There was a young boy at my business door last night singing a carol. I should like to have given him something, that is all.
Let us see another Christmas.
Ebenezer, dear brother.
Fan!
I've come to bring you home, dear brother, to bring you home.
Home, little Fan?
Yes, home for good and all. Father is so much kinder than he used to be. That home is like heaven. He spoke so gently to me one dear night. I was not afraid to ask him once more if he might come home. And he said, yes, you should. And he sent me the coach to bring you. You were to become a man and go into business. And never to come back here. But first, we're to be together all Christmas long and have the merriest time in the world.
You are quite a woman, little Fan.
Come, Ebenezer, come. We must get your trunk and things. The coach is waiting. Come.
Always a delicate creature, whom a breath might have withered. But she had a large, giving heart.
That she had, Spirit, I'll not gainsay it.
She died a woman, and had, as I think, children.
One child,
True, your nephew, Fred.
yes.
Go, Richard. Go. Ebenezer. No more work tonight. It's Christmas Eve. Up with the shutters, Richard. Help me get this ready for our Christmas party.
Why, it's old Fezziwig, bless his heart, it's Fezziwig alive again, and Richard Wilkins to be sure, bless me, yes. He was very much attached to me, was Richard. Poor Richard, dear Richard.
Food and fun for all.
most disappointed in you tonight. You didn't have nearly enough fun.
But, sir,
That's enough of that. But to ensure that you have enough fun tomorrow, here, take this.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. And have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
what a night.
Oh, the pies, the beer, and the women.
I'm sure there's not a good man in all of London as good as old Fezziwig.
In all England.
I dare say the whole world. Bless old Fezziwig.
Fezziwig has spent but a few pounds of your mortal money. 3 or 4, perhaps. Is that so much that he deserves this praise?
It isn't that, Spirit. He had the power to render us happy or unhappy, to make our service light or burdensome, a pleasure or a toil. Say that his power lies in words and looks, in things so small and insignificant that it would be impossible to out-account them of. What then? Yet the happiness that he gives is quite as great, as if it cost a fortune.
What is the matter?
'Tis nothing.
Something, I think.
I should like to have a word or two with my clerk just now, that is all.
Quick, my time grows short.
It matters little, Ebenezer. Another idol has displaced me.
Belle, what idol has displaced you?
A golden one.
This is the even-handed dealings of the world. Nothing is so hard on it as poverty.
You fear the world too much. All your other hopes have merged into the hope of being beyond the chance of its reproach. I have seen your nobler aspirations fall off one by one until the master passion gain engrosses you.
What then? Even if I have grown so much wiser, what then? I am not changed towards you. Am I?
Our contract is an old one. It was made when we were both poor and content to be so. You are changed. When it was made, you were another man.
I was a boy.
Your own feeling tells you that you are not what you are now. I am. That which promised happiness when we were one in heart is fraught with misery now that we are two. How often and keenly I have thought of this, I will not say. It is enough that I have thought of it and can release you.
Have I ever sought release?
In words, no, never.
In what then?
In a changed nature, in an altered spirit, another atmosphere of life, another hope at its great end. In everything that made my love of any value or worth in your sight. Tell me, if our promise had never been between us, would you seek me out and try to win me now?
You think not?
I would gladly think otherwise if I could, heaven knows. When I've learned a truth like this, I know how strong and irresistible it must be. But if you are free today, tomorrow, yesterday, can even I believe that you would choose a dowerless girl? You, when your very confidence with her, were everything by gain. While choosing her, for a moment, you were false enough to your one guiding principle to do so. Do I not know that your repentance and regret would surely follow? I do, and I release you with a full heart for the love of him you once were. You may have pain in this, a very, very brief time, and you will dismiss the recollection of it gladly, as an unprofitable dream from which you luckily woke. May you be happy in the life you have chosen.
Belle! Belle!
Belle, Belle, go after her, you fool! Spirit, conduct me home. Why did you like to torture me?
One shadow more.
No, no more. I don't wish to see it. Show me no more. Belle! Oh,
And her family.
oh, Spirit. No. Oh, Spirit, such a sweet, graceful girl. So full of promise. Oh, the thought that she could have been my child that bright springtime in the haggard winter of my life.
Well, my darling.
My dear!
Hello, Papa.
Go with
Eddie and take baby brother to bed. After all, it's Christmas Eve. Belle, I saw an old friend of yours today.
Oh, who was it?
Yes.
How can I? Let me think. Oh, I don't know. Was it Mr. Scrooge?
Mr. Scrooge, it was! I passed his office window, and it was not shut up. There was a candle inside, and I could scarcely hope to see him. His partner lies upon the point of death. So there he sat, alone in the world.
Alone in the world, my dear Ebenezer.
Spirit, remove me, I cannot bear it. Take me back, leave me, haunt me no more.
Ebenezer Scrooge, I come for your reclamation. Would you put out with worldly hands the light I give?
No more, no more.
Come in and know me better, man. I am the ghost of Christmas presents. Look upon me. You have never seen the likes of me before?
Never.
Have you never gone forth with any of my elder brothers, born in these latter years?
I'm afraid I have not, Spirit. Have you many brothers?
More than 1,800.
A tremendous family to provide for. Spirit, I went forth last night on compulsion and learnt a lesson which is working now. If you have aught to teach me, let me profit by it.
Come, touch my robe.
Scrooge in the Spirit found himself standing on a busy city street on Christmas morning. The sky was gloomy, and the streets were choked with a dingy mist of soot, as if all the fires in all of Great Britain had by one consent gone off. And yet there was an air of cheerfulness abroad, and the people were jovial and full of glee, and calling out to one another. And popular shops were still half open, and the fruiteries were radiant in their glory. It was a glorious scene, to be sure. There was the merry sound of scales descending, and the scent of teas and coffee and sticks of cinnamon and candied fruit cakes spotted with lumps of molten sugar. The people hurried about, so hopeful of the promise of the coming day.
Spirit, is there a particular flavor in that which you sprinkle from your torch?
There is. My own.
Hey, watch where you're going.
Why don't you look where you're going, you long-nosed weasel?
Long-nosed weasel, you fire baboons. Fire!
Hey, what are we doing arguing on this glorious Christmas morning?
Yeah, this of all days, why are we quarreling?
Yes, so it is, so it is. Merry Christmas to you, sir.
Thank you. And a Merry Christmas to you and Ross.
We mended that well, Spirit, did we not?
We? Come, Scrooge. We have much to do and see.
Mother, we've been to the baker's. We've seen the goose.
Yes, Mother, such a wondrous goose, basking in sage and onions.
All right, children, now settle down and help me with this table. Why, wherever is your father? Even Martha was at this place last Christmas by half an hour.
Here's Martha, Mother. Oh, Martha, there's such a goose at the baker's.
Oh, such a goose, you say? Merry Christmas, Ellen dear. Merry Christmas, Peter. Merry Christmas, Mother. Oh, Merry Christmas. Why, how late you are. Way to a great deal of work to finish up last night. I had to clear it away this morning. Never mind, as long as you've come. Here, have a seat by the fire and warm yourself. Oh, Lord bless you. No, there's Father coming. Hide, Martha, hide.
Yes, hi, Martha.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Tim.
Where's our Martha?
Not coming.
Not coming. Not coming on a Christmas Day.
Oh, Father. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Martha.
All right, children, it's time to wash up. Peter, help Tim.
But I don't need help, Mother.
How was he in church today?
Oh, as good as Goldie, and better. He gets so thoughtful sitting by himself, and he thinks the strangest things. He said to me that he hoped the people saw him because he was a cripple, and that on this Christmas Day, it should bring him pleasure to remember who it was that made the blind man see and the lame beggar walk.
Peter, get the door. That'll be the baker with the goose.
Such a bustle ensued. You'd have thought a goose to be the rarest of all birds. Now, there never was such a goose. Why, Bob Cratch said there was never such a goose cooked. Its size, its flavor, its tenderness, its cheapness were all things of universal admiration. And eked out with the applesauce and potatoes, it was a sufficient meal for the entire family.
We are thankful for this day and for its meaning. We are grateful for this food that may it nourish us. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen.
Then, their plates were filled and their bellies the same. And Mrs. Cratchit arose to go out and take up the Christmas pudding and bring it in.
Suppose it should have been done enough.
Suppose you should bring the tongue out. Suppose somebody had gotten over the back wall and stolen it.
Mrs. Cratchit returned, flushed but smiling proudly with the Christmas pudding, like a speckled cannonball topped with a sprig of Christmas holly. And what a pudding it was! Why, everyone had something to say about it. But no one said, no one thought that it was a small pudding for such a large family. But at last the dinner was done, and Bob Cratchit poured out the hot punch from the jug. He served it up with beaming looks, while chestnuts on the fire crackled and sputtered noisily. A toast. Merry Christmas to us, my dears.
Merry Christmas.
Holy Spirit, tell me, will Tiny Tim live?
I see a vacant seat in this poor chimney corner, and a crutch without an owner, carefully preserved. If these events remain unaltered by the future, the child will die.
Oh, no, kind spirit, say he will be spared.
If these events remain unaltered, none of my kind shall find him here. What then? If he be like to die, he'd better do it, and decrease the surplus population. Oh, man, if man you be in heart, forbear that wicked cant until you discovered what the surplus is and where it is. We decide what man shall live, what man shall die. Oh, yet may be in the sight of heaven that you are more worthless and less fit to live than millions, like this poor man's child.
Mr. Scrooge! I mean Mr. Scrooge, the founder of this feast.
The founder of the feast, indeed. I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon. I'd hope he'd have a good appetite for it.
My dear, 'tis Christmas. The children.
It is Christmas Day, I am sure. To one which would toast is such an odious, stingy, cold, hard, unfeeling man such as he. Well, you know he is, Robert. You know better.
My dear, please.
I will toast to his sake, to his health, for your sake and the day's, but not for his. For long life
to him, and a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'm sure he'll be very merry and very happy, I have no doubt.
It was getting darker now, and snowing pretty heavily. Scrooge and the spirit walked along the city street. The brilliance from fires in the parlors and kitchens and other such rooms was truly wonderful. And if you were to judge by the number of people scurrying about on their way to friendly gatherings, well, you'd have thought there'd be no one at home to give them welcome when they arrived. Blessings on it. How that ghost makes it. Then, no word, no warning from the ghost. Scrooge found himself standing on a bleak, deserted moor, with massive rude stones strewn about as though it were the burial place of giants. They sped across the moor and out to sea, and looking back to his horror, Scrooge could see the last of the land. Built upon a sunken reef of dismal rocks stood a lighthouse, and the men who watched the light had built a fire. Standing round it, they held each other's hands and wished one another a Merry Christmas. And they were off again over the black and heaving waves, farther and farther out to sea until they alighted upon a ship. And they stood beside the helmsman at the wheel, and they watched as every man on board hummed a Christmas tune or spoke under his breath to a companion of some bygone Christmas memory. Then laughter lighted up the night, and in a flash Scrooge was spirited away to shore as laughter from another place took him to the home of his nephew Fred.
He said Christmas was a humbug, as I live. He believed it too.
More shame for him, Fred.
Oh, he's a comical old fellow, and that's the truth. And not so pleasant as he might seem. But his offenses carry their own punishment, and I've nothing to say against him.
I'm sure he's very rich, Fred. At least you always tell me so.
What of it, my dear? His wealth is of no use to him. He doesn't any good with it. He doesn't make himself comfortable with it. He hasn't the satisfaction of thinking he's ever going to benefit us with it.
Well, I've no patience with him.
Oh, I have. I'm very sorry for him. I couldn't be angry with him if I tried. Who suffers by his ill whims? Himself. He takes it into his head to dislike us and won't come and join us. What's the consequence? He doesn't lose much of a dinner.
Indeed! I think he loses a very good dinner!
Oh, what do you say, Topper?
Me? Well, I'm just a lonely bachelor, a wretched outcast, and I've got no right to an opinion on that.
Do go on, Fred. He never finishes what he begins to say. He can be such a ridiculous fellow.
I was going to say that the consequences of his taking a disliking to us and not making merry with us is, as I think, he loses some pleasant moments which could do him no harm. I mean to give him the same chance every year, whether he likes it or not. He may rail at Christmas till he dies, but he can't help thinking better of it. I defy him. If he finds me going there, in good temperance, year after year, saying, Uncle Scrooge, how are you? If it only puts him in the vein to leave his poor clerk 50 pence, that is something. And I think I shook him yesterday.
The old goose!
Hey, speaking of goose, let's sing a song. Oh, yes. How about Christmas is coming?
Christmas is coming, the goose is getting fat. Please put a penny in the old man's hat. If you haven't got a penny, a halfpenny will do. If you haven't got a halfpenny, then God curse you!
Oh, I do love that old tune.
Oh, indeed.
Maybe a game, Fred. A game.
What's it to be?
Come, Scrooge, we must go.
Wait, Spirit, they're about to play a game. 1/2 hour more, only one.
Are you all familiar with the rules for yes and no?
Yes! And no!
I'll start something in mind. Who will begin?
I'll go. Is it vegetable?
No.
Is it a mineral?
No.
Is it live?
Yes.
Is it a nice animal?
No.
Does it live in a menagerie?
No.
Does it live in London?
Yes.
Is it killed at market?
Oh, my dear. No.
Is it a horse?
Nay.
Is it a dog?
Oh. No.
Is it a cat?
No. Is it a bear? No. You're not close. You're not even close.
I have found it out. I know what it is, Fred. I know what it is.
What is it?
It's your Uncle Scrooge.
Why, yes, my love, you have guessed it.
Fred, I object. When I said, is it a bear? You were obliged to answer yes.
Now, he has given us plenty of merriment, I am sure. But it would be ungrateful not to drink to his health. So I say, Uncle Scrooge. Uncle Scrooge. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to the old man, whatever he is. He wouldn't take it from me, but may he have it nevertheless. Uncle Scrooge.
Uncle Scrooge.
Come, Scrooge, we must go.
Forgive me, Spirit, but you're growing gray and wrinkled. Are Spirit's life so short?
My life upon this globe is very brief. It ends tonight.
Tonight?
Tonight at midnight. Hark, the time is near.
Forgive me, but I see something odd at the base of your robe.
Look, man, what do you see?
I see two children, a small boy and girl. They are wretched, frightful souls. Spirit, are they yours?
They are man's. The boy is ignorant. The girl is wont. Beware them both, but most of all beware this boy. For on his brow I see written that which is doomed. Unless this writing be erased, deny it, slander them that tell the yea, and bide the end.
But, Spirit, have they no refuge or recourse?
Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses?
No, Spirit, no.
The polar and the treadmill are in full vigor.
No. Am I in the presence of the ghost of Christmas yet to come? You are about to show me shadows of things that have not happened, but that will happen in the time before us. Is that so? Oh, ghost of the future, I fear you more than any specter I have seen. But as I know your purpose is to do me good, and as I hope to live to be a better man from what I was, I repent to bear your presence and to do it with a thankful heart. Will you not speak to me? Very well, Spirit. The time is precious to me, I know, and the night is waiting fast. Lead on, Spirit, lead on.
No, I don't know much about it either way. I only know he's dead.
When did he die?
Last night, I believe.
Why, what was the matter with him? I thought he'd never die.
Heaven knows. What do you suppose he's done with his money?
I haven't got a clue. Left it to his company, perhaps. He hasn't left it to me. That's all I know.
It's likely to be a very cheap funeral. For in my life, I don't know of anybody to go with it. Suppose we make up a party and volunteer.
Well, I don't mind going, if lunch is provided. But I must be fed.
Well, I am the most disinterested among you, for I never wear black gloves. And I never eat lunch. I'll go if anybody else will. Well, let's be off.
Spirit, I know these men, all of them, and strange, but I don't see myself at my usual place at the exchange.
I brought Mrs. Dilbin here, and, the undertaker's man, and, well, we haven't all three met here without meaning it now, have we?
Well, we're all equal to our calling. You couldn't have picked a better place to meet.
Yes. Well, what odds and ends then, Mrs. Dilbin? Everyone has a right to take care of themselves. He always did.
That's true indeed. No man more so.
Well, don't be staring about as if you was afraid. We haven't come to pick each other's pockets now, have we?
No, indeed not.
No, indeed.
Well, let's on with it then. Who's the worse for the loss of a few things like these? Not a dead man, I suppose.
The truer words have never been spoken, and it's a judgment on him.
Right. So, who's first?
I wish it were a little heavier.
Let's have a look. Pencil case. There's a pair of sleeve buttons. There's a brooch. That's a nice brooch. Well, there's nothing of much value there.
Here y'all, Joe.
See what we've got here. Got some sheets and some towels, some shirts.
And those fine linens they use.
It's fine, very fine. Yes, indeed. Very fine. Silver teaspoon. Silver sugar tops. Very nice. Very nice. I always give too much to the ladies. It's going to be the ruin of me.
Oi, this ain't enough.
One more word, and I'll repent of being so liberal, and I'll knock off half a crown.
Well then, Joe, here's my bundle.
All right, let's have a look here. What's this?
Bed curtains.
Bed curtains? You mean to say you took these down, rings and all, with him just lying there?
Well, yes. And what of it?
Well, I dare say. You were born to make your fortune, and you're certainly going to do it.
Here, now be careful with them there blankets.
Blankets? His blankets?
Well, yes, who else? He's not likely to take cold without them now, is he?
But you don't suppose that he died of anything catching, do you?
You mean something what you haven't already caught? No, I wasn't so fond of him as I'd have hung about for the likes of this if he had.
Yes.
Now, let's settle up, Joe. What's my account?
All right, well, it's a fine account, my dear. There you are.
Ah. Oh, that's it then, isn't it? He frightened us all off while he was alive, only to profit from him now that he's dead. Miserly old skin-flint he was. Yes.
Spirit, I see the case of this unhappy man might be my own. My life tends that way now. Merciful heaven, is there any person in the town who feels emotion caused by this man's death? If so, show that person to me, I beseech you.
What's the news? Is it good or bad?
Bad.
Are we quite ruined?
No, there is hope yet, Caroline.
If he relents, there is. Nothing is passed off if such a miracle has happened.
He is past relenting. He is dead.
Dead, you say? To whom will a debt be transferred?
I do not know. But before that time, we shall be ready with the money. And even if we weren't ready with the money, it would be bad fortune indeed to find so merciless a creditor as his successor. We may sleep with light hearts tonight, Caroline. Come, let us look into the matter.
Spirit, show me some tenderness connected with death, or that dark chamber we left just now will be forever present to me.
And he took a child and set him in the midst of them. Mother, what is it?
'Tis nothing, dear. It's this close work. It hurts my eyes. They grow weak by candlelight, and I won't show weak eyes to your father when he comes home from the world, which must be near his time.
Master Alba, but I think he's walking a little slower than he used to in the last few years, Mother.
I've known him to walk with Tiny Tim very fast indeed.
And so have I.
So have I.
But he was very light to carry, and your father loved him so. There was no trouble at all. Oh, there's your father at the door. Oh, my dear, you're late. Did you go there again?
Yes. I wish you could have gone. It would have done you such good to see how green a place it is. But you'll see it often. I told them we'd walk there on a Sunday. Oh, my dear.
Robert.
Oh, I'm sorry. I saw Mr. Scrooge's nephew today. Such a pleasant gentleman. He said I looked distressed and asked what had gotten me down. Upon which I told him. And he said, I am mightily sorry, Mr. Cratchit, and I am mightily sorry for your good luck. And he gave me his card. He said, this is where I live. Pray, come to me. It wasn't for anything he might have done for us, but the way he said it that made it quite so pleasant. It was as if he knew our Tim and felt with us.
I'm sure he has a good soul.
Oh, if you had met and talked with him, why, I wouldn't be surprised if he got Peter a better situation.
Do you hear that, Peter?
And then Peter will be keeping company with someone and setting up for himself.
Oh, what's wrong with you, Evan?
It's as likely as not. But however, and whenever we part, we will not forget Tiny Tim on this, our first parting among us.
Never follow.
No, Father.
And when we recollect how patient and mild he was, even though he was a little child, we won't quarrel among ourselves. Oh, I am so happy. I'm so very happy.
Spectre, something informs me that our parting moment is at hand. I know it, but I know not how. Tell me about the day the man talked about at Old Joe's. Before I draw near to the stone to which you point, answer me one question. Are these the shadows of things that will be, or the shadows of things that may be only? Men's courses will foreshadow certain ends to which in perseverance they must lead. But if the courses be departed from, say the ends will change. Say it is so. Am I the man of whom they spoke? No, Spirit, no, hear me. I am not the man I was. I will not be the man I must have been but for this intervention. Why show me all of this if I am past all hope? Oh, Spirit, tell me that I may change the writings on this stone-bound altered life. Spirit, I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year. I will live in the past, the present, and the future. The shadows of all three shall strive within me. I will not shut out the lessons they teach. Oh, Spirit, tell me that I may sponge away these writings by an altered life. No, good Spirit, do not forsake me, I beseech you. Oh,
spirit, no. Oh, Jacob Marley, heaven and the Christmas time be praised for a Jacob. I say it on my knees, on my knees. Look, they are not torn down. They are here. I am here. The shadows of things that might have been may be dispelled. I know they will. I don't know what to do. I am as light as a feather. I am as happy as an angel. I am as merry as a schoolboy. And I'm as giddy as a drunken man. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year to the world. Why, there's the door by which the ghost of Jacob Marley entered. And there's where the ghost of Christmas past appeared. It's all right. It's all true. It's all happened. I don't know what day of the month it is. I don't know how long I've been amongst the spirits. I don't know anything. I'm quite a baby. Never mind, I'd rather be a baby. Oh, no fog, no mist. Just clear, bright, jovial, stirring cold, golden sunlight, heavenly skies, sweet fresh air. Ah, merry bells, glorious, glorious. Boy.
Sir?
What day is it today?
Today is it?
Yes, what is today, my fine fellow?
Today? Why, it's Christmas Day.
Christmas Day? I haven't missed it. The spirits have done it all in one night. Well, of course they can. They can do anything they like. Boy, do you know the poulterer's shop, the one on the next street over at the corner?
I should hope I do.
A remarkable boy, an intelligent boy. Do you know, have they sold the prize turkey that was hanging there? Not the little prize turkey, but the big one.
What? What as big as me?
What a delightful boy. It's a pleasure to talk to him. Yes, that's the one.
It's hanging there now.
Is it? Go and buy it.
I'll go on.
No, I'm in earnest. Go and buy it. Have the man bring it back here that I may give him the directions of where to take it. Come back with the man and I'll give you a shilling. Come back with him in less than 5 minutes and I'll give you half a crown. Oh, look at him go off like a shot. Why, I shall send it to Bob Cratchit's. He shan't know who sent it. Why, it's twice the size of Tiny Tim.
We've made a mess. Oh! Go down there. Well, so where is he? You better not drag me down here for nothing. In the window? Oh, there he is.
Oh, back as a flash. Good morning to you both and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, sir.
My goodness, but would you look at the size of that turkey? Why, that bird never could have stood upon his legs. He would have snapped them off in an instant. Why, you must have a calf. And there's extra for you as well, sir.
Thank you, sir.
There's the address of where to take it.
Thank you.
And did I say half a crown? Nay, a full crown for such prompt industry.
Thank you, Governor. Merry Christmas, sir.
Merry Christmas to you, lad, and once more to you, sir. Merry Christmas. Good morning, gentlemen. I thank you for coming to my place of business yesterday. I hope you were successful in your endeavors.
Mr. Scrooge.
Well, that is my name, and I fear it may not be pleasant to you. Allow me to ask your pardon, and will you do me the goodness of letting me contribute?
Heavens be. Thank you, sir.
My dear Mr. Scrooge, are you serious?
I am, gentlemen, and not a farthing less. There's a good many back payments included in that, I assure you. Will you come and see me?
Well, I don't know what to say to such a man.
Don't say anything, please. Just come and see me, I beg of you.
Of course we will, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, and I thank you 50 times over, gentlemen. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, sir. Merry Christmas. Yeah, well, I don't know what Scrooge has been putting in his eggnog.
Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all. He became as good a friend, as good a master, and as good a man as that good old city ever knew. Oh, some people laughed to see the alterations in him, but he let us laugh. His own heart laughed. That was quite enough for him. He made his way to the home of his nephew Fred, where he was received with surprise and affection. But all was forgiven, and a standing Christmas dinner date was made for years to come. In the afternoon, he pressed his way through the crowds, patting the heads of little children as he went towards the humble home of his employee, Bob Cratchit. He stood outside the house and looked in the window and watched as the family gathered about the table, making ready to partake of the fine bird he'd sent them. Smiling happily, he knocked upon the door.
Cratchit, I did not see you at work today.
I'm sorry, sir. I was under the impression. I thought I had the day off.
You did?
Yes, it will not happen again, sir.
I am not going to stand for this sort of thing any longer, Cratchit. And therefore, I am going to raise your salary. Oh, I've never been better, Bob, my good fellow. I will raise your salary, and I shall endeavor to assist your struggling family. And we shall discuss your affairs this very evening after you have finished your Christmas dinner over a bowl of smoking bishop. And tomorrow, before you dot another I, I shall buy another coal scuttle, and as well as building up the fires, Bob Cratchit.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Please, won't you please join us?
Thank you, Mrs. Cratchit.
May I take your hawk, sir?
Yes, thank you. That cane of mine. Merry Christmas to you and yours, Bob Cratchit.
And a Merry Christmas to you, sir, and God bless us, everyone.
and the city of Victor. We hope you enjoyed our rendition of A Christmas Carol, written by Charles Dickens in 1843. We sincerely wish you and your loved ones a very Merry Christmas and the happiest of New Years. Please take a moment to ponder the reason for the season and remember the immortal words of Tiny Tim. God bless us, everyone.